Hey guys, so welcome to Own Your Money with Malipedi M. I am Malipedi M, and today we are talking about savings because we have been talking about the concept of paying yourself first, making sure that money works for you, your money works for you, and your money pays you first before it pays anyone else, right? So under this concept, we've talked about retirement annuity, which is you now putting money away so that you can actually access it during retirement, in your retirement age, in your golden age, when you're not going to be a burden to your children, you're not going to be a burden to your grandkids, you're going to be that magogo who's flourishing, who has her own money to cover her own expenses, right? And we talked about maximizing the compound interest. So you would then maximize the compound interest in your retirement annuity, because your money is going to get interest on interest on interest on interest, which is the magic of compounding interest. It keeps, is the gift that keeps on giving, right? Yes. And then we spoke about emergency fund, how important it is that it is vital that we have emergency funds, because we don't want to find yourself stranded when an emergency hits your life and then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have money to actually cover this, I don't have money to actually do this, and it was an accident. Sometimes it's an accident and your medical aid is not covering everything, all the expenses, and now you're supposed to actually cut out some money and pay the excess. So you know that you have an emergency fund set up somewhere for things that you didn't actually know that were coming, right? So we spoke about how you need to have a strong emergency fund would be when you have 6 months worth of expenses, but you can start with you actually having 3 months worth of expenses. Other people have 1 year worth of expenses saved somewhere, and you know they are comfortable, they are not worried about anything. They know that when Uncle Murphy knocks, they will be able to now pay for the expenses that they incur, right? And we spoke about that when an emergency hits and you take a certain amount of money and you attend to your emergencies, you then have the obligation to repay or replace the money that you have taken. So with the emergency fund, you don't wait until it is completely depleted. You need to keep on making sure that it stays where it's supposed to be. If it's 3 months worth of expenses, it has to be 3 months worth of expenses. Then we talked about killing debt. We talked about debt, what is debt, the concept of debt, who's eligible to get debt, how then can you actually slay the debt dragon, and how then do we now combine debt with paying yourself first, because we say if you take a lot of money and you give it to the creditors, then you're not paying yourself first. In a way, you're giving your money away to someone else, and that needs to stop. You need to start considering your needs first, and your money should pay you first. So you need to start killing debt aggressively so that you can free up the cash flow. You can free up certain amount of money that you can now start using to invest or saving, right? So today we are going to talk about savings, right? So you guys know that I always tell you that I read a lot of books, and financial books, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and one person that I really love watching her videos, and you guys should do the same, is Nicolette Mashile, because she's very relatable, she's very loud, she's very sassy, and she's very intelligent. So she speaks about the difference between saving and investing, right? So she says that saving is the concept of you now taking a certain amount of money, putting it away for a specific goal, right? So basically you say, I want to buy a new laptop, and this laptop costs me say 3,000 rand. I don't have it currently, but I am willing to take this amount of money, let's say 300 rand from my salary every month, and put it away in order to gain the 3,000 rand that I actually want, in order to attain the 3,000 rand that I actually want, in order for me to buy the laptop that I want, right? So that is you now starting to save. But with investing, that's when you now take your money and you buy a financial product that is actually going to grow your money, right? That you're going to earn interest from that financial product. She speaks about, you say now you want to buy property, so that property is going to appreciate in value and you're going to get rentals from that. So now your investment is starting to pay you back, right? But with savings, we're saying that you take an amount of money you save for going to a holiday in Dubai. You start saving that from January, so that in December you're having fun, you're able to go to Dubai without actually you now going to the banks and borrowing money, right? So that is what the term savings would mean, right? So she also says, she speaks about savings having three kinds. It's your short-term savings, it's your mid-term savings, and then it's your long-term savings. So basically your short-term savings would range from a month to a year. That's where you save for the smaller things that you can attain within that period of time. And then your mid-term savings would be from, say, 2 months from 2 years, to now 5 years. That's when you're trying to save to buy a car, and you're like, okay, I know after 5 years or after 3 years I'll be able to have 100,000 rand that I need to put down for this car, right? So, and then we have long-term savings. That's where now we can actually classify retirement annuity under this long-term savings, because you constantly putting money away that you're actually going to access at the end of 20 years, 10 years, 30 years, or even 35 years, right? However long that you are saving for, right? So that's the difference between investing and saving. So the next video that we're going to do, we're going to talk about savings. And because a lot of people are like, we actually don't know how to save, we don't have enough money to save. But when you now start doing a budget, start living by a budget, then you're going to see the expenses that you can actually cut every month in order for you to free up a certain amount of money and start savings. You can literally go to the bank right now and open a savings account for like 50 rands, and you start putting in 50 rands in there. There is no point in you drinking coffee every day. You can actually start saving the 25 rands or the 30 rands that you actually buy coffee for. Imagine 30 rands times 20. That's a lot of money that you can actually put away in your savings every month. So you now need to sit down and say, you know what, I need to work around my budget and see what is going on and see where my money actually goes, in order for me to actually have a little bit in my savings, and I want to save towards this. For example, you may want to save towards studying a certain course online, or you may want to save towards going to a holiday somewhere, and you may want to save towards buying a new sports watch. Like me, I need to buy a new sports watch, and they are quite expensive for a sport watch, right? So I started saving that, and also getting equipment for this YouTube channel and these videos. I'm starting to save towards that, getting a camera, getting a stand, getting this, getting that. It's a whole lot. So I am starting to save towards that, and I think maybe after 6 months I would have achieved my target, and then start to buy the things that I need. But basically, saving is you saving towards a certain goal, and there's this concept of actually you growing for it. You grow for it. Hashtag grow for it. You grow your money for something that you want. Basically, you keep your money in a savings account for something that you actually would love to have, maybe short term, mid term, or even long term. So that is what savings are. See you next time.